do have coming in. Confirmed reports, I repeat, confirmed reports of nuclear detonation.
Slow down, on your way to future town, I sailors will pass by.
Now in this countdown, we are gonna be taking a look at 5 of the most unusual, random and downright bizarre mods I was able to find on the Fallout 4 Nexus. So whether you feel like Fallout 4 could use just a little bit more diversity when it comes to gameplay, want to play around with some unique items and or abilities, or maybe you just want your character to have a whole bunch of hats for some fucking reason, then without further ado, I present to you 5 of the most random mods for Fallout 4. At number 5, we have the Commonwealth Teddy Bears by Featherder, or something. Now the Commonwealth Teddy Bears mod adds in a whole bunch of teddy bear based backpacks into the game, themed after various factions and corporate brands. Some of them looking somewhat average and mundane, others quite unique and interesting, such as the Super Mutant Teddy Bear or even the Raider Teddy Bear, which finally provides us with the answer to what would happen if a Care Bear became a fucking crackhead. Now all of the brand new items added in by this mod can be crafted over at the chem station, and for the most part they are pretty easy to make, except for some of the more unique and flashy backpacks, which might require you to have some very specific miscellaneous items in order to craft them. Now I don't know about you guys, but after a long day of hauling scrap through all out the wasteland, I could desperately use a container in which I could deposit my large load, even more so if it's teddy bear shaped. I swear I'm not being creepy. And this mod definitely provides you with the ability to do so, considering each and every single one of the backpacks added in by this mod will boost your inventory space by 150 points, or even a whopping 500 points, dependent on the version of the mod you downloaded. Now this mod adds in a total of 9 brand new teddy bear themed backpacks into the game, giving you the ability to custom tailor your backpack to the type of character you are playing with. For the most part, some of these backpacks could still use a little bit of work every now and again, especially when it comes to the texture and mesh quality. But as far as the designs themselves are concerned, some of the more unique and flashy looking ones do look pretty fucking amazing. And if you are looking to buy your children some fun, entertaining toys to play with, why not try a teddy bear? Or better yet, why not opt out for the unofficial toy of the USSR, Kamerad Kerber, now with pre-recorded interactive voice lines.
Прикройте меня!
And don't worry, for any hot-blooded patriots out there, this mod provides you with an alternative. So if you don't want your children playing with communistic toys, why not just get them the all-American Sergeant Stuff Things Inside Me? Not in a sexual way, but in a completely innocent utility way, because I am, after all, a backpack. Coming up next, at number 4, we have the Technomancer by Gogi28. To keep it brief, the Technomancer mod essentially adds in 3 bio-implants into the game, which will allow the player to hurl bolts of elemental energy into oncoming opponents. All of the items added in by this mod can be crafted over at the chem station, and they are pretty cheap to make, especially when considering how powerful these abilities actually are. But to actually use them, you will simply have to access the weapons category of your Pip-Boy and equip them as you would with any other weapon. After which, you will be able to perform a regular attack by clicking left mouse button, as well as a slightly more powerful heavy attack with the help of the weapon dash function. Not only does this mod add in some quite unique and very interesting abilities into the game, but it also comes packed with its very own custom-made animations. Some of them looking pretty good and working quite well, others not so much. Whatever the case, whenever you will be using these weapons, your character will strike an ominous, almost menacing pose, as if he were trying to utilize some form of dormant inner power. Currently, this mod gives you the ability to choose between 3 various types of bio-implants, giving you access to a different type of energy bolt, be that a fire bolt, a frost bolt, or even a lightning bolt. And while the overall damage on all of these bolts is pretty much the same, there are a few minor differences. For example, the Fire and Frost Bolt will essentially behave like cryogenic grenades or Molotov cocktails, meaning that whichever area they hit, they will afflict any and all opponents in said area, either freezing them or setting them on fire. However, the Lightning Bolt is slightly different, seeing as how it doesn't exactly behave like a grenade, but more like a ball of fucking lightning, making it so that the Lightning Bolt will actually stick to any area you target and stay there for a few seconds, damaging any opponent who comes into close proximity. Now, a good thing to keep in mind here is that the player is by no stretch of the imagination immune from the damage of these bolts, meaning that if you hit an enemy in close proximity, odds are you will also take damage, as well as any status effect dependent on the corresponding type of bolt. Now, I don't know about you guys, but the idea of superpowers in a Fallout game really gets me going. I mean, could you just imagine a Bethesda game where the protagonist has the ability to throw magical bolts of fire, frost and... oh, yeah, disregard that. And seeing as how this is a very unusual and incredibly unique mod, odds are it also comes packed with a whole bunch of bugs. No game-ending bugs or crashes, however some quite apparent and very odd ones nonetheless. Be that this weird fucking flickering whenever you are firing and try to move the camera, or perhaps my favorite of all, the notorious moonwalking bug. Where the fuck are you going? Next up at number 3, we have the EMS Automatron Parts Collection mod by M150. Now, the EMS Automatron Parts Collection mod adds in a plethora of brand new body parts for each and every single one of your automatron creations. Even though the texture and mesh quality might not be anything special, this mod should definitely fit right into Fallout 4, seeing as how the mod maker has quite adequately copied the overall style used in the vanilla game. And seeing as how none of these parts have any actual requirements, all you will need to do is load up a game with this mod installed, enter your robotics workbench, and simply pick and choose from all of the brand new parts added by this mod. Now, this is by far one of the weirder and most interesting automatron mods I was able to find on the Fallout 4 Nexus. Some of the modifications look downright badass, and others not so much.
I never consented to this.
In any case, this mod is guaranteed to make your settlements look just a bit more alive, vibrant, and generally interesting by adding far more variety to your mechanical creations. Now, this mod actually adds in a total of 14 brand new body parts, the majority of those being legs, 2 of those being heads, and a single miscellaneous Mr. Handy Top attachment. Now, you might think you have the Automatron DLC all figured out and have constructed the single most powerful robot in the entire wasteland. But have you considered the age-old saying? Because I think we all know that 2 heads are better than 1. But you know what? You know what's even better than 2 heads? 3 of the same goddamn head. Now you might be thinking, what could possibly top that? Well, my friend, I have the answer. A robot in a fucking shopping cart. Even though most of the parts added by this mod might be a little bit odd and strange, and generally look like the works of a fucking madman hobbling together spare parts, it should definitely add a bit of variety to your mechanical creations, and if nothing else, make them completely and utterly unique, seeing as how none of these modifiers are available to anyone else in the entire Commonwealth. And if you're having problems with Ada trying to force the Automatron questline down your fucking throat, this mod should have the solution. Simply take away the use of her fucking legs. That oughta show her. Nearing the end here, at number 2, we have the Driveables of the Commonwealth mod, by someone whose name I'm not even going to try to pronounce. Now, the Driveables of the Commonwealth Boats mod adds in exactly what the name implies, and that being various boats and aquatic vehicles you could drive through all out the Commonwealth. Considering how vast and in-depth of a mod this is, the mod maker has done an outstanding job at guiding the player through each and every single one of the features and functions added in by this mod, with the help of various magazines and quests scattered through all out the world. As soon as you load up a world with this mod installed, you will find a brand new quest within your quest log, urging you to find some boat-related magazines for some fucking reason. The first of which is located on a dock just outside of the Nahant Oceanological Society, right on top of a brand new workbench, with the help of which you will be able to craft each and every single brand new item added in by this mod. Considering how costly each and every single one of these boat parts are, I highly recommend bringing a whole bunch of junk with you, or just heading to a nearby settlement and scrapping it for parts. When first interacting with your brand new boat, you will have two options, either to ride it or do stuff, which will then open up a menu allowing you to store items within its inventory, switch out various parts as if they were armor on a companion, access a miniature workshop within the boat itself, and oh, so much more. This is by far one of the craziest and most in-depth vehicle mods I have ever seen made for Fallout 4. Considering each and every single one of the parts, nodules and fidgets on these boats are interchangeable, it provides you with an insane degree of customization, allowing you to truly build the boat of your dreams. Whenever discussing Fallout 4 vehicular mods, boats aren't exactly the first thing you'd think of, which is why the mod maker has stated that boats are only the first step. He will later on be adding various more vehicles into the mix, such as cars, aircrafts, and perhaps even tanks.
Они обходят нас с тыла! Перезаряжают! Прикройте меня! Противник на северо-востоке! Противник на северо-запад! Противник на юге! Они рожают с юго-востока! Заметим противник на юго-западе! Так точно!
Even though the scrap boat is the main focus of this mod, the mod maker provides you with some larger and more flashy alternatives to work with. However, most of them are going to be locked until you find all of the remaining magazines, which have been scattered through all out the world, but they should not prove too hard to find, considering the mod maker reveals each and every single one of the locations with the help of the brand new quest added in by this mod. Not only do these boats look absolutely fucking insane, and make it oh so much easier for you to traverse the harsh waters of the Commonwealth, but they also come packed with various weaponry, including a fucking minigun, giving you the ability to lay waste to your enemies without ever stepping foot on dry land. Even though this is a downright amazing and incredibly well-made mod, it does also come packed with its fair share of bugs, and I do mean a lot of fucking bugs. I mean, what the fuck? But hey, that might just be the most immersive part. Because of all the weird and downright bizarre fucking bugs, it honestly makes it seem like something developed by Bethesda itself. Maybe not exactly, but the overall quality is about the same. Get it? Because I'm about to go kill myself. And last but not least, at number 1, we have the Ephla's unique baseball caps mod, made by Ephla 442. And as for why a baseball cap mod made it all the way to number 1, I have no fucking clue. Now, the Ephla's unique baseball caps mod adds in a plethora of brand new, incredible looking, lore-friendly baseball caps into the Commonwealth, heavily themed after various factions and corporations from the Fallout universe. The caps themselves can be acquired from the very beginning of the game, seeing as how they are located in a container within a Vault Tech truck just outside of Vault 111. And if you don't want to be stuck wearing a Vault Tech cap for the rest of your playthrough, simply take it on over to the Armorsmith workbench, where you will be able to choose between various other logos and brands to better outfit your baseball cap with. But Maggie, the container only had 10 baseball caps, what if I want to get more? Put your minds at ease, because 10 should be plenty, and if you ever want to get any more, feel free to go fuck yourself, because that's not an option. Fucking cunt. Now each and every single one of these baseball caps look absolutely beautiful, be that because of the overall style chosen by the mod maker, or even the obscenely high resolution, which if I'm not mistaken is somewhere between 4 and even 8K. And if you are still not sure what to buy your family and friends for Christmas, this mod should have the solution. Because nothing will prepare your loved ones more for that time of year when a fat red man comes busting down their chimney, emptying his sack all over their living room, than a festive looking baseball cap themed after Coca-Cola, I mean Nuka-Cola. So just head on over to the Fallout 4 Nexus, give this mod a download, and start wearing a hat proudly displaying your favorite soft drink. And proceed to beat up anyone promoting an inferior soft drink. Or put on a baseball cap displaying your favorite faction. And proceed to beat up anyone promoting an inferior faction. So from all of us here at Trollin' Bros, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Because nothing says festive holidays quite like rampant product placement and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Ah, taste the feeling. If for some odd reason you actually enjoyed watching this video and would like to watch more, then subscribe to the channel. As always, my name is Nagi, you've been watching Trollin' Bros. Until next time guys, I'll see ya!